If you can never finish your tracks because you give up right when you feel unmotivated, you're not being lazy. The problem is psychological. In this video, I'm going to explain exactly why you can't finish your tracks on a psychological level and give you 3 different solutions that by the end of this video will help you finish every single track you make. Here's a scenario you probably experienced before. You wake up, you scroll on your phone for hours, and then you finally decide that you're going to make some music to be productive. You open up your DAW, and then within 5 minutes you get off because what you made just doesn't feel right, or you're just not motivated. Most people misunderstand this as being lazy. However, the problem isn't your laziness. It's the fact that you surround your day with doing things that give you more satisfaction than making music, so then when you make music, you don't feel motivated at all. It seems almost like the worst thing that you did all day. In psychology, we call this the conflict of expectancy and value. When you start a new task, your brain asks you 2 questions. 1, do I actually believe I can succeed at this? And 2, is the value even worth the effort? If your expectancy is low and the value is too far in the future, you tend to freeze up and find something that will provide you value sooner. There are 3 different ways producers typically find themselves in this situation. Number 1 is the gap. As a producer, you probably listen to a lot of music that is far beyond your technical skill. So when you sit down and your music does not feel professional or unique in any way, you start to feel really frustrated. The second one is choice overload. Most producers have hundreds of plugins, millions of different sounds to choose from. There's infinite possibilities. So if you don't have inspiration in your head at the moment, then it feels like there's nowhere to go. And the third is the loop trap. You start a project and you have a ton of motivation, so you lay down this nice 8-bar loop, but afterwards you realize there's a lot more work to put into the project for it to become a completed song. And you don't quite feel motivated to do any of that, so you decide to just make another loop. This is why you have a folder with 400 different unfinished loops. I'm going to give you 3 different ways you can fix your motivation problem, because I've been here before too, and I know how annoying it is to feel like you never get anything done. The first solution is called the 10-minute burn. Set a timer for 10 minutes and then use that time to complete that one task that you really don't want to do, whether it be laying a hi-hat down, whether it be that stupid counter melody, whether it be mixing the drums. Do whatever you need to do for that 10 minutes. And after that 10 minutes, you're allowed to walk away. This strategy, while seeming like it wouldn't work, is extremely effective. It uses the Zeigarnik effect, which I hope is how you say it. Usually when you start that 10-minute timer, the friction of starting starts to decrease, and you'll find yourself still working on the project an hour later. Alright guys, the second tip is if you're really stuck and you have this 8-bar loop and you don't know what to do with it, what you can do is find a reference track, put it in your DAW, same BPM, doesn't have to be the same key, and just take inspiration from its structure, like its arrangement, but don't copy the rhythm, the chords, or whatever, but just take note of when a new element comes in, a new melody, a switch, like a bridge, like a switch in chord structure, and take inspiration from where those occur and try to emulate that in your own track without ripping it off. Say you have this 8-bar loop and you want it to be the chorus of your song. If you find a reference track and stack your loop here and the reference track here at the same time in which the chorus occurs, and then say in your reference track the bridge comes right after this chorus and it has a new chord structure, it has a new melody, take inspiration. There's like infinite amount of ways that you can find inspiration through other music. The top professionals even take inspiration from other music. I mean, think about all the songs that sound similar. Those are bad examples because they took inspiration and basically copied it, but you don't have to copy it. It's pretty easy to just make your own song when you take inspiration from like broad elements like the structure, the arrangement, when things are being added and when things are being taken out, rather than focusing on the actual drums, the actual rhythm, the actual melody, the chords. Alright, and the third trick to finishing your tracks and feeling motivated is, say that you have another chorus loop. You really like this loop, but you just don't know where to take it. Set the loop aside, but then make a new loop that's completely different. Alright guys, I got this loop right here. This is a really good example of when I made a loop and I didn't know what I was going to do with it. So here's the loop that I'm working with. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move this out of the way, but now I have the same sounds. And now I make a new loop that I can use as like a bridge or verse. What I'm thinking I'm gonna do is I'm going to maybe change the sound of the keys, the chords, bring them back in and build off of them. Maybe change them a little bit. I'm gonna delete these melodic elements that I'm playing, and I can delete these as well. Now we really just got the chords pretty much. So now I got this. Let's try to raise this one. I had a feeling that wasn't gonna work out. So now we got a 1-3, 1-3 something chord progression. All right, so now we got this chord progression. It's a little different and it's in a different sound. I'm already liking how this is going. We got this cool Vox. Maybe I could bring this in and change it up a little bit as well. I'm going to join these together and then I'm gonna reverse them because reversing is always cool. Sometimes I kind of like this. I'm gonna make it quieter and I'm gonna add a ton of reverb. I'm already getting a lot of motivation to finish this track just by making a new loop. Like, listen to that. That sounds really good as a bridge or a verse already. Instead of a rhythmic bass, let's just get a nice, like a sub-ish kind of thing. And I think we all know exactly what sound I'm gonna go for here. Growler Moog bass. I'm just gonna get a little compression on there. I'm not gonna change anything really because it doesn't matter. Point is, I'm making the music, not mixing the music. So I'm gonna follow the root notes here. We got A, C, and F. So I'm gonna put in A, C, and then there we go. All right, what other sounds did we have here? We could probably keep that sound in here. It's atmospheric. Now, the only thing we're missing, I think, is just a new melodic element. Maybe like a guitar. Since there wasn't a guitar in this section, maybe a guitar would be nice. So I'm gonna play this. I'm just gonna keep messing around. Little keyboard. I don't even know how I just did that low key. I literally played random keys on my keyboard and it sounded good, so. All right, let's go. Alright, so now we have a pretty decent bridge or verse, and now I can use both of these elements together. It's a great way to get out of that pit that you're in of being unmotivated by just pushing the other one aside, maybe bringing in a couple of elements to keep it similar, make a whole new loop, and now you have a whole new element. Alright guys, that's gonna be all for this video. Really appreciate it if you stuck around this long. If you have a specific thing that you want me to cover you've never seen on YouTube before, just let me know. But in the meantime, that'll be all from me. Peace.